Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hey, good morning here. How you
Good
doing?
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to class.
Good afternoon.
Hey. Well, finally, it's October 1st,
Yes.
and we are starting the training.
Yes, indeed.
Much
Yeah.
anticipated training.
Sorry?
And much anticipated training.
Oh, yeah.
We waited long enough.
Yeah. Been a long wait, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So good to have you guys here today.
Same here.
All right. So, of course, this is for Nigeria. I mean, this Nigeria class. So the expectation is that we are all in Nigeria. I don't want to know if you are not in Nigeria because that this class is not for you. But yeah, so it's going to be an exciting session running you through the courses and programs that I have for you to ultimately make you a cloud solutions architect. What does that mean? I will explain that to you. Many of you asked for the other curriculum that I have for my American class, which is DevOps. DevOps is not available in Nigeria. What I have for the Nigerian market is cloud solutions architect. I run two programs, DevOps and the solutions. All right, so I just needed to quickly make that clear so that you don't feel deceived to have entered the class. You have the wrong option. All right, then, yeah. So today we're just basically going to give an overview because I know that many of you are completely new to IT. We're going to do an overview of IT and then specifically of cloud. So at the end of the 2-hour session today, you should all at least understand the concept and the fundamentals of cloud. And then, of course, you should understand the place of Linux specifically, the place of Linux, why you need to understand Linux in order to be able to go into cloud. Architect a solution. All right, so we'll start from the basics and then hopefully build you to a level where we are now able to build the Linux operating system as a course, and of course, the other two courses, which is cloud proper. Today is just an overview, but there's a course cloud where we actually take you into cloud and show you the services around, and then follow the cloud solutions architect curriculum to train you on how to use those services. All right, and then the third course will be about automation. What do you mean by automation? Let's explain that. All right, guys, welcome to class. So let's start. And then for this first class, just watch out for the point to ask questions. So when I have a punctuation, many times I'll ask you to throw in questions, but just be careful not to stop me in the middle of trying to explain something very helpful. But aside that, yes, you are free to ask me to throw in questions intermittently. All right. So let's share screen. What do we want to see? Let's see. Paintbrush. All right, guys. Are we ready?
Yeah.
You've been ready since you saw the advert, right?
Yes.
Ready. We're ready for.
Oh, by the way, my name is Akin Aregbesola. I assume you all knew that. So I run an IT training company here in the US. Where's my photo? Let me see. Give me one.
Good to meet you, sir.
Yeah, my pleasure. So I run theITern. It's an IT training company, or specifically cloud training company, where we train a lot of Nigerians here, and we're happy and proud to say that they are doing very well. So people come in as novices and then go through 3 months, 4 months, these days, 5 months of training, and then they become certified cloud solutions architect. But in the industry, especially here in the US, it's not enough. I mean, the competition is still stiff being a cloud solutions architect. So we take them all the way to becoming DevOps engineers. And on that pyramid of knowing the basics in IT and becoming a DevOps engineer, the competition is less at the top of DevOps engineering, and the pay is good. It's good even even at US standard. All right, so DevOps engineers will typically, especially when you are fresh from training, typically like 100K, 110, maybe occasionally 120. But 1 year, 2 years, 3 years down the line, with all of the experience you would have garnered, then it's not unusual at all to find DevOps engineering doing 150, 180, or even 250,000 per annum. All right. And of course, occasionally you find people who have been in the industry like me doing like 400, maybe even $600,000 per annum. All right. So the expectation for American market, and then I know that some of you are learning this, or some of you plan to relocate, and then you are preparing yourself for the tech opportunities out there. That is what it is in American market, and America is like it's not the highest, one of the highest paying industry. UK is not as lucrative. I have a couple of guys who are, look, UK will be in the neighborhood of 60, 65,000 pounds, where the US market is paying like $100,000. All right, so that's what I do here, and my courses here are pricey, typically like $4,500 for a 4-month course, but we just increase that to 5 months. So for a 4 months or 5 months course, I'll charge like $4,500. But I have very few people like you who encouraged me to bring this training back home. So I decided, okay, let me bring it at a fee that you can afford. Even though I cannot give everything, at least let me see what I can give. And that's what I'm giving right here in this training. Many times I don't get encouragement. I see people, when I try to bring this back home to you guys, I get negative feedback like, oh, hungry man is looking for money. I know negative comments like that. If I had encouragement like I'm getting from you guys in class, probably by now we should be doing DevOps in Nigeria, right? But rather what I have here is people pay me 1,500, 2,000. Some people even go outrightly to pay the entire 4,500, and they give me all of the encouragement. They value me, they respect what I'm giving. So, and that brings out the best in me, pushes me to go further, learn more, find out what's happening in the industry, and bring all of that back to class, just to ensure that they do not go through the training in vain. They get value while in training, and ultimately use that value to get a job out there. And like I said, they are doing very well. We have a happy community of especially Nigerians and other Africans in diaspora, all of us doing well here, developing ourselves, helping ourselves to become DevOps engineers and to get jobs as DevOps engineers. All right. So if I have this kind of encouragement, like I said, yes, I could bring more and more of this stuff to you guys back home, because we actually also have by the way, it's not the first time we've had training sessions like this, and we have, for Nigerians in Nigeria, and then we've had at least two persons who have used the training to get remote jobs in Nigeria. One for a company in Qatar, and another one for a company in was it Saudi Arabia? But I met the guy recently, and he actually had relocated to Dubai for that job. So the point I'm making is, yes, it's possible based on this. Of course, these are the ones that I know. I don't know everything. They don't tell me everything when they get job. So based on these experiences, it is possible to get remote job. It's not a promise. This training does not promise anything. It's just a way of sharing with you guys what we are enjoying here. But it is possible on your own to use this.
I can hear you. Yes.
It's possible to use this experience and the skills gained at this training to get remote job even while you're in Nigeria. All right. So yeah, I just felt I should do that introduction. Did that help in any way? All right. Are we still there?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I hear. We can hear
Yes,
you.
clearly.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to class. Let's do an
Please.
overview.
So, Mr. Akin, please, can I ask you a question before you proceed? What's the capacity that this class can take or would take?
50 maximum.
Okay.
Once it gets over 50, we have to split the class into
Okay.
multiple classes.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah. All right. So let's go there. Let me share. What are you saying, by the way? Are you seeing my whiteboard?
We are saying welcome to class.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. And then, of course, you are seeing my video on the side, right?
Yes.
Also, you know, it's Akin Aregbesola talking. So what I could do now is, okay, never mind. So let's go to welcome. Bear with me. All right. Okay. So let's go. Okay. So IT, what is IT? Information technology. So basically IT is wide, but the picture I need you to have in mind every time we talk about IT is that somebody, some company, some firm has a software. These days, software is called, generally referred to as application. So has an application, you see that they want to deploy. They have to put this application in a server and then make this server available to the world so that people, customers, clients, end users can connect to the application inside this server, usually through the internet. For example, using HTTP, that is browsing, using your browser, Google Chrome or whatever. So to make this possible, if you just develop an app and then you put it on your laptop, and then it is not really going to be available to the world unless you first of all set up a network of computers. In other words, you have multiple computers, you connect them all together, and then you convert one or more of those computers making up the network to a web server, put the application in that server, and then connect that server to the internet and configure the appropriate security and protocols to make this application in this server available over the internet, so that people who are already connected to the internet can now access this app over the internet. So this is the usual architecture for deploying an application. So in other words, it is not enough to just learn how to develop application and put it in a server. You must at least have an overview of what it means to network a system. I mean, to network systems, to create a network of systems. To please mute yourself. You don't know it's coming. To create a network of systems, to understand the different protocols and services that are available within this system, for example, that can be configured. You need to understand how computers are made available over public networks so that they can now be accessed by the public. By the public, we mean all of these customers in Japan, New York, Nigeria that are connecting to this application. This application is some solution, is some software that does something. For example, Zoom, just like we are all connected to Zoom right now, using Zoom as our classroom to deliver this training. It could be some, as simple as Zoom or as complex as some medical applications that doctors use to perform operation. Whatever it is application, resident somewhere in a computer. That computer is generally called server. So this is a server. It's a server because it is serving this application through the internet to all of these thousands, hundreds, millions, billions of customers. So what do you do on this server to ensure that when customers are connecting, if it was originally prepared for 300,000 customers, for example, when 500,000 customers are now connecting simultaneously, it does not go down, it doesn't crash because of the load, sudden load on its resources. What do you do to ensure that only the doctors that have been authenticated and allowed to use this program, this software, should be allowed from wherever they are logging in from to connect to this app? So these are the different aspects of IT that come together to create this environment where it is now possible for you to create an application, deploy the application, make the application available globally in such a way that it is scalable. In other words, irrespective of how many people attempt to log in, they are allowed to log in. It is secure. In other words, whoever is not allowed to log in based on protocol, based on geographical location, and so many other criteria, they will not be able to log in. Based on cost, optimization, and so on and so forth. Let me not just bother you with too many terms at this early stage. So every time we say IT, this is the concept to have in mind. Some application running somewhere in a server, and that server being available so that that application can be accessed almost globally. It is not a one-end solution. There are many different aspects of IT that will come together to make this possible. One aspect, like we said, is networking. So what is networking? Networking basically means that we are bringing many systems. So for example, if you want a contract to maybe analyze and draw reports from that analysis, all of the behavior of all of the customers of MTN, for example. In other words, they need that info to make some strategic, some managerial decisions. So what you would normally do is, in the old school way, is go to the market, rent a shop, like a hall or warehouse, go to the market, buy computers, all right? As many computers as your tech team recommend, connect all these computers together, all right? So you have a switch there. So you connect this computer to a switch, connect this one to a switch, connect this one to a switch. You run a cable from this computer and then you connect to this switch, run a cable from this computer, connect to this switch. So these cables will form the link through which these computers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 communicate with one another. Computer 5 wants to send packet to information to computer. Let me just use the loose terms now. To computer 4, then it will pass that information to the switch. The switch will switch them together, and then it will go through here. So that is the path of communication. So this is what we call network. All right. This is the physical connection. It is not always wired. These days, it could be wireless, so that you don't really have this called a switch for wired case. This is a cable. So that we don't really. So if we have this within a building, we call this kind of small network. It is small because it is located only within a building. We call it local area network, LAN. Local area network, compared to other bigger kinds of networks. Don't worry about it. So when you get that contract, the first thing you want to do to make it possible to execute that function is set up a network. So when you set up a network, then all of these computers are now connected together and they become one family of computers. This one family of computers is called what? Network. And this kind of small network compared to other bigger kind of networks that I'll introduce you to later is called what? Local area network, LAN. All right. So now that you have a network, you can now put, please mute yourself so I don't mistakenly remove you for background noise. If you don't have background noise, it's okay, but if you do, please mute yourself. All right, so when you have this network, you can now put the service that you want to analyze. All right, that data, that 300 million customers data that have been pushed to you to analyze, you may now put them here. And then because the processor, the resources of a single computer will take forever to analyze 300 million data, you want to connect as many computers as possible to analyze that data. Hence, this networking, so that this system 5 has access. The fact that it's a network means that all systems have access to one another. So if you have 500 systems here, all of them will now have access to this data and be able to analyze based on whatever it is that you want. Right? So that's a typical scenario. Right? So after the analysis, so while this system is here, retaining the application, or in this case, the data that you want to access, we call this one the server generally. Right? And the server. It services all of these other ones, not directly, but through these means. All right. Now, what happens these days is this is old school. This is no longer the way things are done. Things were done like this 10 years, 7 years, 15 years ago, maybe. But these days, IT has gone deeper, much further than just you have this contract, you come here, you set up things physically. This physical setup of system, you have a physical system that you ordered, you have a physical laptop, you have a physical cable, you have a switch. No. This now is replicated in virtual form. So if you have this kind of contract these days, you don't do this. What you do is you go to cloud, where all of these machines are now available in billions. And you say your own machine 1, machine 2, machine 3, machine 4, machine 5. Not physical machine, but virtual machines compared to physical. And all of this networking, these cables, this switch, the routers that you have here, everything, they are actually called network infrastructure. Network infrastructure. All of these components that you need to put together in order to form your network. You don't need to buy them physically anymore. They are already available in cloud. So what you do now is go to cloud, set up all of the virtual machines you need, which are already almost or sometimes even completely networked already. Okay, give me one. All right, guys, sorry about it. Now we have the virtual representation. So what we are trying to teach you in cloud is, I mean, many of you are lucky, you are still young, so you didn't even go through. No, not lucky. I mean, what's the word? You're not even bothered about, first of all, unlearning the old way of doing things. So your brain is fresh. So we are not going to bother about this at all. We're just going to take you straight to the new way.
I'd say we are privileged, sir.
So you are coming here to learn how to set up these machines in cloud. The ability to set up these machines, put security around this machine, open the right protocol or the right ports to allow applications to flow into or out of this machine, and so on and so forth. That is what makes you a cloud architect. All right. Sometimes we want to make the word bogus and we just say cloud solution architect, but it's actually cloud. It simply means the ability to go into cloud and set up all the infrastructure that you need to deploy what? This application. The real reason you are deploying application, you are deploying infrastructure is to run application in them. All right? You don't just set up the infrastructure or network for the sake of setting up network. It is because you need the network for something. What do you need it to do? You need it to deploy an application. Zoom is an application. Uber is an application. Dropbox is an application. What applications are common there? All the little applications for disbursing loan. All of this, they all run in servers. So at the end of your cloud solutions architecting course, you are now able to set up these servers in cloud and configure them to run this app. It's not an off-the-shelf deployment. You look at the application, you consider so many factors, and based on those factors, you architect the optimal infrastructure for that particular application. If you just go pull the infrastructure that Uber uses to run an application that is taking care of only 500,000 customers, then it's waste of resources, waste of funds. It's not cost effective. And one of the many factors that you want to consider and be conscious of in deploying applications is to deploy those applications in the most cost-effective manner. All right. So we are now moving away from the physical and traditional. Another word for physical is traditional way of doing things to the modern way, which is virtual way, otherwise called cloud. So to go into cloud and set up servers so that you can deploy applications. Now, after you have gone into cloud, after you have learned to deploy infrastructure in cloud, the first way you are going to learn it using AWS, the curriculum of AWS, is to do it manually. Manually means you will go into cloud and do like we are doing now. You manually by yourself. Go into cloud. I'm tempted to go into cloud now, but it's too early. And then you click something. You click an icon that says set up a server. You click that. And then you say put a firewall around the server. You click that. And then you manually click things to make things happen. When you click this, it opens a window. You click what you want, and you don't click whatever you don't want, so on and so forth. And you say apply, and so on and so forth. So this is the manual way of deploy, of provisioning your infrastructure. manual way of setting up your infrastructure in cloud. This will not give you job. What will give you job is after you have learned to do it manually and thus gaining the same understanding of how things work, you must learn to write the appropriate script and save it as a file and call it file 1. So that in future, you need to deploy these same resources, this same infrastructure. All you do is just run file 1, and file 1 will automatically, it's called automation, go into cloud and deploy all of the resources, the server, the Route 53, the RDS that you have defined here. It will deploy everything in cloud by itself. All you do is just sit down, watch all of these things happen. So the way, the name for this is automation. So for cloud, the way to automate is what we're going to teach you in the course called infrastructure as code. In other words, all of this infrastructure that you set up manually earlier on, you are now going to deploy them using code. This is what we call code, scripts that we have. It is your ability to automate the process of infrastructure deployment using infrastructure as code that makes you a cloud solutions architect. Practically, in terms of what the industry is looking for. But this is a system, this is a machine. And there are other services. There are thousands of services available in cloud that you are going to integrate into this machine. How do you control them? How do you go into this machine? And when you go into this machine, you are going to be presented with a blank screen, black, usually, if you change the color, blank screen called command line interface. What are you going to do there when you get there? You don't do anything. So for that reason, you must learn the operating system that machines, that servers in cloud use to communicate. So they don't only use that operating system to communicate with one another, they also use the operating system to configure, use the operating system to configure them. That operating system through which you tell the server, do this, don't do this, block this, don't block that, load this service. When you have loaded this service, allow only this, the first 3 paths, block the other 2 paths. That operating system is called Linux. So we're going to learn Linux as an operating system, and that will show us how to administer or manage servers in cloud. Servers in cloud. So with Linux operating system, we'll learn how to manage servers in cloud. Then with AWS as a course, AWS Solutions Architecting, we'll learn how to go into cloud and provision and set up what? Infrastructure. And then with infrastructure as code, you will now learn how to automate this process of setting up infrastructure. Automate infrastructure. Instead of infra, I could just do infra. So these are the 3 courses we'll be learning in the next 3 months. The first month, we'll learn Linux. Second month, we'll learn, we'll go into AWS and learn how to set up infra. And then the third course, we'll learn how to convert this manual job to script so that in future, we are no longer setting things up manual. Together, all of these 3 courses will make you a cloud solution. All right, so I'll take a break there, take your questions, and then.
Hello, thank you so much for this. So I wanted to just ask, so I'm actually going forward. So in this setup infrastructure, when you are automating, say for instance, you have done a setup and you want to automate maybe, I don't know, in a different setting for someone, is there a place where you can edit?
Yes, definitely.
Automating. because of course different people have different setup and security for their own for their own cloud solutions. So because it's almost like you are implementing what you have implemented elsewhere. So can you still edit before you further deploy?
Definitely.
They
are files.
Yeah.
They are files. So you go to the right? Don't worry. Yes. There are editing tools for your scripts. For example, one of them is VS Code. VS Code, there's a tool called VS Code. So you take your script there and you edit. Remove the name of the company that you deployed it for earlier, and you put the name of the new company. The earlier company wanted 7 servers. You say your own is 5 here. They wanted a Linux operating system. You say these people want Ubuntu. You say, okay, change it to Ubuntu, and so on and so forth. Yes.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Next question, Kenny. For people that are completely new, please feel free, ask what others may think stupid question. It doesn't matter, but if you don't ask, I will not have the opportunity.
Yeah. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Welcome.
Okay, please, I would like to ask at what point can we write the AWS what do you call it? Solution architect exam. Yeah.
Yes.
Is that after
no, after the whole training.
Okay, after the whole training.
Yes, after the 3 months training. So you complete this, you complete this, you complete this. And then this curriculum, the syllabus we are using here is AWS Solutions Architect Associate level. So after this training, would have covered all you need to pass interviews relating to that role and to perform in that role. But on top of that, you need to do one more job. You need to practice. You need to practice what they call dumps. They are like past questions. Past questions for AWS Solutions Architect. So you practice that over and over and over. Usually there are about 600 questions to practice. Practice them over and over until you begin to score like 90%. And then you will now be ripe to go write the AWS Solution Architect certification.
80 questions.
And then also, sir, from what I'm seeing now, I think I'm noticing that your DevOps course is just 2 courses out of these solutions architect. So what I'd like to ask is, can we take this, then maybe make payment for the remaining 2 courses?
No,
for the DevOps.
It doesn't work like that. You want to do DevOps, go for DevOps.
But you said it's not available in the Nigerian market. That's why I'm asking.
Yes, so take the one that's available now.
Okay.
It doesn't work like you are saying. We are not foolish now. If you work like that, everybody will come and it's not exactly like that.
Then sorry, the last question now. Actually, I'm new to networking. I don't really know much about networking. So I would like to ask, what's the difference between switches and routers?
Okay, would I not be going through this? Okay, let me just explain that. So, okay. So when you have a network like this, a local area network again, all right? So let's represent that with that. That's one machine, another machine, another machine, another machine. To connect all of these machines together, what physical device do you need here to interconnect them? Anybody remember this device?
A switch.
That's the switch.
All right. The switch will have many ports. This is a port. So you run a cable, connect to one port, another cable, another cable, another cable. So all together, what do we have here? We have what?
A LAN.
A LAN. So this is a local area network. So this computer can only communicate with all these other computers here. If we have another LAN somewhere, maybe another network. Mute yourself, please, that background noise. So if we have another network, maybe branch office 1, then branch office 2, and then this is the head office of the corporation. For this computer to communicate with this, for this one to communicate with the computer here, the machine here, it's not possible. All right, so this one is a private network, the LAN, private. This is another private, this is another private. So what normally happens is they would all be connected, this one architecture. They will all be connected to the public. So that when this computer wants to communicate from head office to branch office, then it would have to come through here, and then the switch will look at the data, analyze the data, and determine that this data destination is not local, it's not private, it's not local to this, it's outside. So it will route that, it will put that that data on this platform, so that from here it will now go to something called, so there is a gate man here. So from here it will go here and say, this packet is not for us, it's not for local consumption, it's for external, please. Then to put it on the gate. Then the gate will look at it and say, okay, I can see the destination. The envelope is saying it's going to Abuja. Okay, we'll not take it and take it through the public transport. It's public. Usually when we say public, we say it means internet. Takes it through the public, and then it gets there. And then at this other end, there's another gate man here. And then you give him the letter to say, this is yours.
What
now? All right, so I've told you to mute several times. This time I'm going to be a bit harsh. All right, so it gets to this place, and then this guy recognizes it and says, oh yeah, it's for us, and then takes it and then gives it to the switch inside here, and then the switch will again look at it and say, oh, okay, thank you, I've received it. Let me not deliver it to the particular computer for which it was meant, and then to take it here. So this device here is called the router. This device here, the gate man, is called the router. So the router, the switch will take care of things internally, but when it comes to getting that packet, at this router level is called packet. That thing I call data is called packet here. When it comes to getting it out of the network and delivering it to outside the network, then the router. You get it now? So the switch is internal, the router is interfacing the entire LAN with the public, with the world. Nothing gets out of this private room, private house, without passing through here. The router is the man sitting here. The general name for this man sitting at the gate is not gate man, it's gateway. So router is the gateway. But we'll talk about this in details when we get to the deep part of AWS. In AWS, we are going to do networking, complete networking, but we are doing that networking in cloud. So for us to talk about networking, we'll understand what routers are, what switches are, what NAT gateways are, what internet gateways are, what subnets are, and then network access list. It's just like you are doing CCN. We'll talk about so many things, so that at the end of the day, we are now able to create and manage VPCs. VPC is the name that AWS calls its network. So networks in cloud are called VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. Anyway, yes, I just gave an overview, but we'll do the details. Yes, questions?
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So please, at what point are we going to start using the AWS console?
Almost right away, because even the Linux that we are doing now,
Okay.
so the first course will be Linux, right?
Yes.
So the first course will be Linux. But normally we should take you to, so Linux operating system, Linux. So normally we should set up virtual machines on our local computers and look for ways to improvise so that we're able to set up servers where you practice Linux. But we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to go into cloud right away and set up this server in cloud, set up an EC2 in cloud, put Linux operating system there and start to practice right away in cloud using Linux. So that's why we're calling the course Cloud Server Administration. So the way we used to do it was to avoid taking you into cloud so that you don't know cloud. We teach you Linux in isolation, and then when it's time to go for AWS, we'll not take you into cloud proper, but no, there's no use. There's so much to learn. There's no need to hold knowledge. So we'll just go straight into cloud and set up a server in cloud. And then, so yes, the first day of training, we are going to go into cloud, and going to cloud means that we are using the console of AWS to set up things right away. Yeah, from day one. Yeah. From day one, we start to go into cloud to use things. Yes. Next question. So you are learning.
Hello.
We are learning Linux in operations. We are not learning Linux using. Can you hear me first?
Hello, good afternoon.
All right. So we are learning Linux in operations. We are not learning Linux, first of all, doing it the way it's generally done, which is to create a dummy environment. No, we're not doing that. We're learning the real things. All right, so I can take the next question.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
So most of the questions have been asked, but I would like to ask regarding the class schedule. Will be running every day.
Okay, good. All right, no, not every day. So the class schedule would be weekends, only weekends.
Both Saturdays and Sundays?
Yes, Saturdays and Sundays.
Okay, so.
Saturday, that's right, Jerry, right? Saturdays and Sundays? Anyway, by the way, I'm not your trainer for this course. I take the US classes. Your trainer for this course is Nigeria-based. And then he's already in class. I will introduce him towards the end of this session. So the training session would be, please correct me, but I guess it's Saturdays and Sundays from 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. both days, just twice a week. And your trainer is Mr. Jerry.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
sir. And once again, for the class, do someone need the previous experience, or let's say that ideas about, let's talk about the old way of networking, or someone new entirely into anything computer can as well as register for the course?
Yes, I mean, you can tell that, yes, anybody, actually, no restriction, because we will try as much as possible to start from the very scratch, just like I'm trying to do.
Right.
So you do not need, you do not require previous experience or even IT or even tech background. We're going to break things down in such a way that even if you are completely new to IT, you will understand what we are doing. So the Linux will be so fundamental. We'll start from the very, very basics.
Hello, sir. Sorry, I have a question.
Hello, good evening.
Let's take it one by one. The guy saying hello, good evening. Let's start.
Okay, good evening. Thank you.
Welcome.
I have 3 questions though. Okay. The first one is, it's almost similar with the same question this other person asked earlier. For the coding part of it, while writing the script, does the person need
No, you don't need
knowledge
anything.
about
You are coming. I'm not teaching experts. I'm teaching novices to become experts. So if we needed it to be experts, everybody will not be here.
Okay, and also, I was trying to reach out to know how the payment plan is for the Nigerian cars.
Yes. All right. So let's quickly take a look at that. Let's share screen. Share screen. Okay. So let's go here and do theITern.com. Can you see my browser? So to make payment, can you see my browser, theITern.com?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so go all the way, go all the way down, and then you see register, and then you come here, Nigeria training payment. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you pay. Many of you have already paid, very many. So this is where you pay. And how much are you paying? You already know the program. So don't come back and say, I don't see my fee here. This is for American classes. This is what I charge for regular American classes. But for you, so you are not using any of this. You are not clicking any of this. You are just coming here and you are saying, pay to that. So how much are you paying? This course is meant to be, let's see. So let's go back. And then let's look at the brochure. And then this particular class is easy. And yeah. All right, so this is your cost. 3 months training at 50,000 naira per month for 3 months. However, this is additional promo on top of the very cheap rate. So for this class, starting October 1st, even though it's normally 3 months training for 50,000 per month, you will be paying, for this 3 months training, you'll be paying 50,000 per month only for the first 2 months. The 3rd month is free of charge. So 3 months training, but you are paying for 2 months only. Some of you have already paid for the 2 months, 100,000 for the. Hello. 100,000. Please hold on. Some of you have already paid 100,000 for the entire 3 months. Fine. But if you cannot afford that, no problem. You can pay 50,000 naira for the first 1 month. Then at the end of the first 1 month, you pay another 50,000 for the 2nd month. And that is all. The training will continue till the 3rd month, but you are not paid for the 3rd month. And we'll cover these courses. The 1st month will cover Linux systems administration that we call cloud server now. And then 2nd month will cover the real thing, which is AWS. And then the 3rd month will take you into cloud automation using Terraform. This is where the coding is simple. Don't worry about it. You don't need to, don't be scared. All right,
okay.
So that is the payment.
My third question was,
Yeah, let the person continue who started the question. Yeah.
Okay, my third question was the questions for the AWS. How are we going to get it? Are you going to give us the documents, the docs?
How are we going to get what?
The past questions you said for the AWS.
DOMS will give you, your trainer will give you links. Yeah, your trainer will give you links to get the latest DOMS. No, it's not part of it's not part of the materials we are giving. We are giving you manuals to help you practice, and then we are giving you access to videos that your own class videos, so that in case you miss class, or even if you don't miss class, you can watch the videos over and over until you master them. But for the DOMS, no, we are not giving DOMS. Your trainer will be able to advise you on links to the latest DOMS. Sometimes you have to pay, But you all will be in a group together, so you guys can collaborate. I mean, that's the essence of having a group, so that you don't all have to buy one by one. So 2 people, 3 people can come together and buy the latest DOMs for $10, $20, $30, depending on what your trainer is recommending, and also depending on who is the latest person that just passed and how easy was the exam based on the particular DOMs that they used to pass the exam.
Hello,
So,
can I ask my question?
what I'm talking now, what I'm saying is not important. All right. So as for the DOMs, your trainer would advise you. Does that answer your question? The person you are.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. All right. Next question.
My question is, I was trying to pay, but he's telling me $600.
Jimmy is just so information there now.
All right, no problem. Let's take it easy. So, like we already shared, just less than 5 minutes ago, where is the place? So let's come back to register. So I said go to register. This $600 is not yours. Don't worry about it. This is the one that, look at it. Can you see Nigerian training payments here? So go to the bank, whether through the app or physically, and then you pay the amount.
I have a question, sir. Sorry.
All right.
I'm filling in for the data analytics class.
No, we don't have data analytics anymore.
Oh, okay.
We don't have the trainer anymore, so yeah.
All
We're
right.
going to take it off shortly.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Well.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please. Are we going to get any do some DevOps projects?
No, not in this class. This class is Cloud Solutions Architect, no DevOps at all. So the courses, can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
The courses we are going to take are these 3 courses. Cloud Server Administration with Linux, Cloud Solutions Architecting with AWS, Basic Infrastructure as Code. Nothing relating to DevOps here.
So guys, I think to be honest, right? Once you can master this, switching to DevOps is not going to be a problem. So don't go towards the end, start from the beginning, knowing how we can process this and be masters in this, then you switch.
Mm-hmm. It's not even switching, it's building on it, building on top of what you're already.
Hello, sir.
Good. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Well done, sir.
And
thank you for this privilege that you have given unto us. I have some people that I have introduced to this class, as in before it even started, that were not able to register. Can they still come in, even though I sent the link to the Zoom to them? Can they still join? That's my number 1 question.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my number 1 question. Then my second question is that when we are through with this cloud associate cloud architect solution class, can this land me a job? As in, when I perfect my hands on everything that you will teach us, can it land me a job as a cloud associate solution architect person?
Yes, it should land. I mean, what's the best way to answer this?
Or yes. I should reframe my question. By the time I'm through with this cloud architect class, can it land me a job? I know that you are not promising us maybe following us through getting a job, but can it land me a job? Because I'm transitioning from human resources to IT, and I'm really interested in going all the way into IT. So going through this class, can it land me a job as a cloud architect solution person?
Cloud solutions architect. As a cloud solutions
Cloud solution architect, yeah, associate.
Well, why would you not land you a job? Why would you want to spend 300,000 naira doing 3 months training? What's the alternative?
The alternative is for me to get a job with it. That's what I'm just like asking.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason you are doing. I don't know what you want me to say.
You will get a job, sir. You will get a job either.
Why would you not get a job after spending 3 months
you
on
will
training?
get a job.
You have practiced, you watch the videos over and over, all of the manual, everything the manual says do, you do. You look, these colleagues that are encouraging you now, you contact them, they give you a sample resume. Why? You may not get the job immediately after 3 months. You may not even get in 6 months, but ultimately, if you continue to work and practice and get better and better, maybe first interview, you fail, second interview, by the time you do the fourth, seventh interview, yes. So the whole reason we are doing this is for you to get a job and make your life better. That's just the whole idea. So there's no alternative to getting a job unless you give up at some point.
Thank you, sir.
This thing is too hard, I can no longer continue. And before you get jobs, others will might get job before you, and then you use that one to encourage yourself. We're in the same class now. He has a job. That means I too can get a job. Yeah. It is because we strongly believe that you get a job after the training. That's why we have packaged the training and included the operational aspects of the practice that you need to really prepare you. Not just to pass interviews relating to cloud solutions architecting, especially the infrastructure as code aspect, but also to excel when you do get it. All right. So the first training we had on cloud solutions architecting was like 2 years ago now for Nigeria market. And then we've done it almost like on a regular basis thereafter. If people were not coming back with testimonies of, even here, look at, let's even show. Where is that? Yeah, on this page. I don't know if you've been to this page, but if you have not been here, then I'm wondering how you knew about some of these testimonies, these guys in the US, these guys in the USA. Look at this Nigerian guy. These guys in Nigeria. I want to use the opportunity to thank blah, blah. I mean, this guy got a job, completed training in 2021. Look at this other guy that I said got remote job, but later relocated to UAE, to Dubai. And then, can you see what I'm showing here? Are you seeing the course outline and the testimonial part?
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, these are the people that went through. I mean, this training is even deeper now than it was 2021. So yes, people before it. And of course, if I wanted to put the testimonies of, then we'll be having it's so deliberate that we want to have only 5-page brochure so that people don't have a 21-page brochure that is boring to go through. Otherwise, even the ones that I know alone would take up to 3 pages of testimonial, but would have deliberately only left. Yes, people who have gone through this training, even when it was not this deep, used it to get job. You too can, and that's the whole idea. All right, next question.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once again, thank you very much, sir. Well, I have a couple of questions. First of all, this is a suggestion. I don't know if you do this in other trainings, but for coordination, because I noticed lots of people are raising their hands, but it seems like it's the first person that unmutes his mic that speaks. And then there were a couple of conflicts. If you notice that you had to, tell some people to allow the other person finish. So I was thinking, will we be having a coordinator so that just people to make it a little bit organized?
No problem. Well, we are just relaxed because it's the first time. Don't worry. By the time we teach you 3-4 commands now, your excitement will come down. Everything will be more serious. It's just the first session, yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. Then my second question is about the DevOps part of the training.
No, there's no DevOps here.
yes, no, but you
So we
run
cannot
DevOps
discuss
training.
DevOps here because it's not DevOps.
Okay, but my question for those that want to pay the Naira equivalent, do
Oh,
you
okay.
accept that? Or
Yes, I
do you,
accept it. I mean, I
okay, you
accept
accept.
because, yeah.
Okay.
By the
Because
way,
getting dollars sometimes can be tricky.
I hope you know what the value is. We're talking about somebody, one of you guys, is she here? No, she'll be. So I have another class like this for USA class this evening. So this inaugural session is for Nigeria class. I have for the people pursuing DevOps right away. That's why I was trying to avoid your question because this is not DevOps class.
Okay.
So yeah, that will be the evening class will be yours. And I have somebody from, at least 2 persons from Nigeria who have paid. I don't want to mention the figure, but just convert, and they paid, one person paid at once, paid the whole money at once. Yes, people who know what there are people like that who they already know the value, they know what they want, just want to get it by all means. Yes, so if that's your interest and you want to pay in Naira, then join the USA class instead of the Nigerian. Yes, Daniel, did I answer your question?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I don't want to mention figures, and I don't want to go into DTC, so I don't. Let's leave the cloud solutions architecting and talk about that one. Let's not mention heavy amount and heavy money and other things that would.
Okay.
We'll discuss that in DevOps.
Afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Right. It seems I'm confused about the payment issue. I thought the bank giving is a Nigerian account where we pay in Naira.
Yes. That's correct. What's confusing?
I was hearing dollar between now, so I was like, oh.
No. That's exactly what I meant by not discussing that. All right. More questions?
Another question, sir. Does it mean after this program, someone can be able to write exams on Linux as well?
No. So there are many certifications. But we are not encouraging you to write certification on everything that you cover. So the cloud solutions architecting certification is industry recognized and enough to migrate you from non-tech background to tech background. So you don't need to write Linux certification. You don't need to write Linux certification. And if you decide that you want to write Linux certification anyway, then what certification are you writing? There are a couple of them. The heaviest used to be cloud solutions architecting, Linux, Red Hat certified Linux engineer. That's the highest, but of course you require some experience to write that. So we had a Red Hat certified Linux administrator. So that is where we drew the curriculum from for the Linux that we are teaching you. But
okay, do you train on that as well?
No, we have just extracted what we need from there, and then instead of calling it Red Hat Certified System Administrator, we are now calling our own. We're now calling our own Cloud Server Administration. So this Cloud Server Administration is like 70% of the curriculum of Red Hat Certified Linux Administrator. Okay. It's not the complete curriculum, but there are other aspects that we have removed. For example, the aspects that have to do with managing disk management, all the commands for backing up, and we remove them because cloud, this other part of the training, has taken care of that. So we are not removing it. Okay, so to answer your question, generally we focus on only AWS certification. But if it's something you're really interested in doing on your own, then our Linux training will give you a good foundation, but you need to do additional read to be able to write cloud Linux Red Hat certified system administrator. But if it's small exams like Linux Plus, all the No, certifications have levels. All certifications do not weigh equally. So there are the small certifications for entry-level people, like the CompTIA certifications, like Linux Plus, A Plus, CompTIA Plus, those are small certifications. Yeah, definitely. This is more than
I've done all those ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, next question. You're welcome. Next question. Victor, you still have question? Femi?
Hello.
You don't have
Yeah.
question?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, welcome.
I want to ask if we'll be covering Ubuntu.
Yes, Ubuntu, no, not in this class. For this, your class, we are using Linux, Amazon, which is Red Hat, Fedora, and CentOS. Those are the three that that is covered in the Linux that we'll be teaching you in this solutions architect. We'll not be using Ubuntu solutions.
Okay.
Does it mean Ubuntu is more wide than?
No, it's essentially the same thing. Don't worry about it. Okay. Linux, they are just different. When we go into class now, we'll learn the different distros. There are over 600 different distributions of Linux, and the most popular ones are. And then when you get to cloud, we see all of them. The person was asking, "Are we going to use console?" We'll use console right away, and then you see all the possible variants, all the distributions of Linux that are supported. And just take anyone. It's more than 90% the same thing. However, for other courses, for example, the 5-month course, we'll have time to really go delve into so many areas. And we'll talk about them. All right, next question. Emmanuel Momo, you just asked that question, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Victor, you have a question? All right. Okay, so no more questions?
Hello. Hello, sir.
I'm good for now. I'm okay.
Yes.
Okay, so please, I have a question. So my question went off, and I think I saw something like a time frame that you wrote. I don't know, is that time frame for the lectures we're going to be having?
Time frame. What did I write that? Oh,
Sorry,
you mean the schedule?
Yes. I think I saw something like Mondays and Wednesdays or something like that.
Yes, that's the lecture time, yeah.
Okay, sorry, please, can you repeat that? I didn't really get it. Okay.
So the lectures will take place Saturdays and Sundays, 7 p.m. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see, sir. Yes.
Yeah, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I mean, 7:30 to 9:30, 2 hours. 2 hours per day, 2 days a week. And then the link to the lecture, where are we sharing the link to the lecture? So the temporary lecture will be shared on the forum. Are you all already part of that forum? Are you members of that group? So it'll be shared on the group. So you just click there, like you click today, and then you'll be allowed into class.
In the group. Yeah.
Yes. Then after that first lecture, we'll now create another group and move people who have made payment away from the general group to the paid group. Subsequently, only paid persons will be allowed into class. So the next lecture where we're going to go into console and start to practice Linux, that link will be made available in the forum. Everybody will have access. But after that one lecture, thereafter, only paid persons will be allowed to go.
Okay, I am not in any of the group here, any of the
So how do we resolve that? Okay, send me a message, but you have the Nigerian, you have this line. Let's see. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Send a message to this number to say, I'm not part of that group, please add me to the group. WhatsApp message. And then we'll add you to the group first. And then once you're in that group, and then you have access to the next class, thereafter we'll form a new group of paid traders. so that by the middle of this month, we will delete this general group and focus on the aid. Have you taken down this number? Yes, next question.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. If I make the payment, how do you get confirmation that I've made the payment? Is everything on the website?
You said it. Yeah. Can you see this number? This same number.
Okay.
This same +1 214 347 62.
Okay.
Yeah, just send your proof of payment to that number. WhatsApp message of proof of payment to that.
Okay.
And then we'll now add you to the group. If you're already in that group, we'll take it from. All right.
Sir,
So,
do you mean, sir, sorry, sir,
yeah.
to cut you short. Do you mean sending a proof of payment with our number to be sure which person has just made a payment, or just with our WhatsApp line?
I didn't get that question. Once you make payment to that account shown earlier on,
yeah,
send a screenshot of your payment to this number. This is a US number, so you can only reach it through WhatsApp.
Okay, what the reason why I asked was because some people make payment. For example, I have an app which would not even notify my name, but it would actually send payment to the account I'm making payment to. And how are you going to be sure which number or which particular person paid at that moment?
Well, it's up to you to convince me that this is your payment. So I don't know the app that you use, so I don't know what you can extract from there.
Okay.
But usually, a screenshot will just do to convince me that, and then once I confirm on the.
All right then.
My own account, I will.
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Please, I would like to ask, is the inaugural class starting tonight? I mean, after this prep class, will you be having the class tonight?
The inaugural class, is it starting when?
Tonight.
For which class? Because we're having
For
this inaugural class already.
AW Cloud Architecture. When is the class starting fully? Let me put it that way.
Oh, that's what we just answered. That's what I just came from. Classes are Saturdays and Sundays, 7:30 to 9:30.
Yes, I understand you, sir. Am I saying that we're having another class by 7:30 today, this Saturday?
Oh, today is Saturday, right?
Yes.
Okay. Jerry, let me introduce your trainer, Jerry. Jerry, are we starting class proper today? Or
I think basically we should give them today. Let's just take today for the inaugural class. Then tomorrow is going to be a full-blown kickoff for the class.
Okay.
All right then.
So let's not meet this evening. Let's meet, and then, like he said, we'll commence the class tomorrow evening, since so that we don't have two sessions in one day.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you for that.
Hello, sir. Another question.
Oh, okay.
My question is that everything that will be taught in Nigerian class, is it the same thing with the US class?
Okay. So if I tell you the same, you will believe me, right?
I will believe
Don't
you
worry,
if you tell me it's the same.
Just stay with your Nigeria class. What's the interest? You want to take both classes?
No, I just want to know that, because what you said is that you are giving back to the Nigerian to the Nigerian society. So that's why I'm asking if it is the same with the US
Take
class.
the one that I'm giving you. Remove your eye from the one that I'm not giving. Accept this one with you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hello, Mr.
Yes.
Akin.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please. Are we using the same link for the class, same Zoom link, or is it created another link for Nigerian class?
Yes, we'll create another link, because this is my link. Your trainer would definitely have another link. So we'll create another link, a temporary link, and share it on the forum. So click that link to join tomorrow's class. But after tomorrow's class, only paid trainings would have access to the permanent link.
Sorry to cut you. I just made the payment of 100K now. I need your number to send the receipt to you.
Outside class. Let's focus on class.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. All right, guys. So
Sorry.
yes.
Okay, thank you. For the class tomorrow and the subsequent and the other classes to come, right? Do we have to install any software, to prep ahead of the class?
No.
Okay.
No. You have a laptop that has access to the internet?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, that's all we need. All the tools that will be using, they are in cloud. So as long as you can connect to cloud, you don't need to install anything.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Hello, sir. Hello,
Yes, sir.
One question.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
It's for the AWS. Is it it has the practitioner, the associate, and all
Associate level. We are covering associate.
Okay, so that means we are moving from both practitioner to associate, because I think practitioner is more like the beginner level or so. I don't know. I really don't have an idea, but seeing that practitioner seems to be like the beginner, then the associate is like the mid or highest level of AWS, or the security and all those plenty other things. Can you throw more light on
we are going to there's no light to truth. We are doing associate level. Let's just say
Excuse me.
Okay. So I've already so like I've been going through AWS console. I have an IAM user this thing. So I don't know, are we just for people that really don't, are we going to have access to, are you going to create an IAM user for us for the you're
don't worry
going
now.
to be
Let's go into there now. Let's go into AWS.
So
right now,
the thing here is, I want to.
Hold on.
I'm saying I want to say something. It seems here there are some persons here that already have
No. We're not
prior
asking you that.
knowledge
Don't worry
these
about
things,
it. Don't worry about
they are like fast forwarding the rest people.
Don't worry about it.
Just
You
have them
need to trust
calm
me.
down.
You need to trust me. Yeah, I mean, like
Please,
I said,
I have a question.
it's only the first day. Let's everybody express themselves. Let's even know who knows and who doesn't know. But that should not in any way intimidate you.
Please, I have a question, sir.
Let's meet everyone, and then the lady can unmute yourself and talk, because the noise was getting like. All right, the lady who has a question, unmute now.
Okay, so here, this is my question. Does this program maybe subsequently, if it can offer some form of internship, because it's one thing to learn how to use the cloud and stuff like that, but it's another to have like hands-on experience on how to do this. So is there a possibility of doing like some form of internship with you, or just maybe some form of shadowing on like how it works in the real world?
All right, so what's your role now? Are you already a tech person?
So I've been doing a bit of some AWS courses. I've done the cloud practitioner one, and I'm currently working on the associate one. So that's why basically what and with my experience, or like in my experience, working through these platforms, I realized that sometimes you need some form of hands-on experience. And people say that, okay, maybe you can join platforms like GitHub, where you can work on projects with people and stuff like that. So that's what I'm asking now. Can we get to do something like that with you?
Well, I do not have that now. What I'm bringing to you now is what I showed you: cloud solutions architect, covering those three.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yes. Who's raising? Okay, that was Jenny, right? Who else is raising their hand? Don't worry, the training is going to be smooth, and everybody will be on the same page. So if you feel that some people already know more than you do, that's not a problem at all. Just focus on your own. And I assure you that we're going to start from the very scratch. And then, of course, if we, even after we you start from scratch and you still feel that there's something we are missing, feel free to ask questions so that we don't assume that everyone has used a computer, so you should know how to hold a mouse. Or even if you still do not know how to hold a mouse and additional support. When you can, take a photo of issues that you have, post it on the forum, and then of course, we'll be there to support you to say, oh, this is what you are doing wrong, this is how to do it, right? And if it's necessary to take you outside of class to have an additional session, just to show you what we may not be able to show you verbally, of course, your trainers are there and ready. So the forum would act as a support forum for you to post issues that you have. So we're not leaving you on your own to go and practice. When you practice and you run into issues, like you should run into issues, if you don't run into problems, then you are not practicing now. Then take a photo, do it on the forum, and then we'll support. After we support you and you know how to do it, it counts as your experience. Those are the little things that you'll be gathering to form your resume. You now say, yes, I can do this. I can do this. So in IT, your practice, especially when you're already practicing cloud under my mentorship, with the sample projects that you'll be running in class, you can claim all of those experiences in your resume. So even without, I mean, when somebody says real world, I don't really know what real world is, because you're already live in cloud. And whatever you are doing there in cloud, you can give me your public IP address and I will check here to see whether you did it correctly or not. So it's already live. But in terms of a $600 million worth of company like Uber, for example, giving you the opportunity to use their live traffic to practice, that is not going to happen. Even a $60,000 company will not give you that unless you have proven that you are very, very competent. And the way to prove that you are competent is to practice in cloud and practice under the mentorship of a more mature person and with live projects. That is what it came for. All right?
Excuse me.
Okay.
Yes.
Please, after the training, will there be anything for like the CVs and interview coaching?
No, unfortunately, not for the person. Doesn't prepare you for interview, doesn't give sample resume. The sample resume that I have is for DevOps role. However, like you can already tell, some of your colleagues would might be able to help if you keep interacting with them. Some of them are already experienced. On the forum, there could be volunteers to say, this is what's going on. I just passed my certification. This was the dump I used. I just got a job. This is my sample resume. And then you can contact them. That's what I meant by the networking that forum. But from me, no.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
I'm not sure when the deadline for payment is, but can you please extend it to Friday before the next class, because it's weekend already?
Yeah, I mean, you can attend tomorrow's class without payment, no problem.
Thank you.
And then after tomorrow, the next time will be Saturday.
Yeah.
So you have a whole week. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
My question is, can we practice the Linux using Ubuntu, or is not necessary for this class?
We will be using Linux. I mean, Amazon Linux, like you see once you get to class. But if you're comfortable with any other distro, yeah, feel free to use whatever distro you have. Yes.
Excuse me, sir, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I would like to ask if we would be opportune to practice alongside with you when you are on this training with us, if we'll be given the platform to actually impute some data, some codings like you write directly on our own computers? Do we have a place where we can actually practice as well? I mean, during your live training with us.
So for this cloud solutions architecture training, you are saying if we go to cloud to practice Linux command, for example, are you also to practice, are you able to practice those same commands on your own cloud machine?
Yes, directly, sir, yes.
Yeah. Directly on my own. No, you have your own server. You spin up your own server, just like I'm spinning up mine.
Yeah.
And then whatever I'm doing on mine, you can also do on yours right away.
Oh, that's okay.
But not everyone would have that competence. So what we normally would recommend is sit down, watch, understand what I'm doing, and then thereafter you can practice on your own. But you feel that, yeah, you can practice alongside. Yeah, why not?
Supposed to be 600.
Yeah, you can do that.
All right,
yes.
So thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yes, any more questions?
Okay, good afternoon, sir. Okay, I want to ask if there's going to be like projects during the training. Like, are we going to have projects that we can work on during the training?
Yes, the AWS will have a project. From AWS onwards, yes, there will be project, but not on Linux.
Okay.
AWS will be project. I want to have project on AWS, then of course, you can repeat the same project in infrastructure as code. Say what you did manually earlier on in AWS, go now and do it. And run the automation version using Terraform.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon, we can hear you.
Okay, so basically, my colleagues or my fellow participants, they've asked most of the questions I have in mind, but mine is just in form of encouragement to others who are planning to join the class. I'm just optimistic, and I believe that at the end of the class, we will not regret it, because I've been following Professor Akin without him knowing anyway, all his platform, YouTube and the like, since I made the conclusion that I want to understand cloud computing. And then from my research on YouTube and other things, I believe we will have a good testimony at the end of the day. As a matter of fact, my friend just finished the Nigerian class with you, Shegun Adeboye. So I was the one that referred him, but because my system crashed, I couldn't start with him then. So I can't just wait.
All right, that's good. Thank you, Femi, right?
Yes.
All right, awesome. It's funny day here. If I can get it better. So that would be it, unless you have other areas that you need me to need clarification on. So that would be the introduction, like the inaugural, where the whole essence is just to hear, to assure you that yes, what we have ahead is industry standard, and then to, as much as possible, give you a soft landing so that you know that this thing is not so difficult. So for the training proper, Jerry will handle that. And like I said, from day one, we'll go into clouds, set up a server, and then begin to practice Linux commands. You may not understand why you are practicing Linux command, but by the time you get into AWS proper, you now know, okay, without Linux, you'll not be able to work with those things, you'll not be able to administer this. All right, guys, that's about it for now. If there are no more questions, I'll let you go so that we can go back to the WhatsApp forum. Then I'll support people who are trying to make payment. Then prepare for.
Okay, I've messaged the US number, but I'm not yet in the forum.
Yeah, once we'll add you to the forum once I'm done with that.
Same here. I just made my own payment. Can you please add me to the forum?
Yes, please send that message. You send that message to the number, right?
Yes, I've sent you the message, text message and WhatsApp. I'll send you the message to it. The receipt, no, the receipt.
We'll follow up on that after.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So, what do we have here?
Hello, so please, I just have a little question I also want to ask.
You have a question? Okay.
Yes, I was just trying to check online. How much does the certification exam actually cost? Do you have any idea of how much? Okay, can I write it from anywhere, or do I have to go to
from anywhere, even from your bedroom? Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you. I've also sent you a message on WhatsApp.
Okay, I will see it once I'm done here. I'm giving you the whole attention, and so I cannot be looking at WhatsApp.
I've also sent a message on WhatsApp so you can add me to the platform.
No problem. I'll do that.
Thank you very much.
All right. It's Okoronkwo here. Okoronkwo. All right. So let me let you go, guys, if you don't have any more questions, right? So Jerry, do you want to show your face or something just to introduce yourself so that when you start class tomorrow? Yeah.
All right. I'm actually not too comfortable where I am, but at least not my face. My face is what you have on the screen there. But I hope everyone I'm seeing here will be in class tomorrow, at least for just having a peep into what we're about to cover. And like Mr. Akin has said, it's a promising class, and the curriculums that you've seen is what we're going to cover. Hopefully, there will be no gray ends when we are done with this. We have had lots of testimonies with persons who have been with us over the years, and like you've seen it on the web, I'm sure yours will not be different from that. So I hope to see us tomorrow, and then thereafter we'll begin to move on into all that the curriculum has to offer. Thank you. Sorry I can't show my face now. I'm just in an obscure area. Pardon me.
All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Jerry. And thank you, guys. Thanks for your time. See you in class tomorrow. And then talk to you in the forum. Yeah, for that person.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Akin.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Jerry.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.